In this video, we will talk about the least common multiple of two or more numbers. First, let's see what is a multiple of a number. A multiple of a number is a number that is formed by multiplying the given number by an integer. For example, if we have number 12 and we multiply it by 3, we get 36. Then we can say that 36 is a multiple of 12 because 12 goes into 36 3 times. Now let's write the first few multiples of 12. For this, we will multiply 12 by 1, then by 2, then by 3, and so on. So then, for 12, we have the following multiples. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times 4 is 48. 12 times 5 is 60. 12 times 6 is 72. And let's write a few more. 12 times 7 is 84. 12 times 8 is 96. 12 times 9 is 108, and so on. All these numbers represent multiples of 12, and this list can continue indefinitely. Now let's write the first few multiples of another number, for example number 8. So then, 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 6 is 48, 8 times 7 is 56, 8 times 8 is 64, 8 times 9 is 72, 8 times 10 is 80, and a few more. 8 times 11 will be 88, and 8 times 12 will be 96, and so on. All these numbers represent multiples of 8. Now notice that some of the multiples are the same for both 12 and 8. The ones that are the same are 24, 48, 72, 96, and the list will continue indefinitely. Out of all these multiples, the smallest one is 24. Then number 24 will be the least common multiple of 12 and 8. So this is one method of finding the least common multiple of two or more numbers. However, this method is not always the most effective one because sometimes we may need to write a long list of multiples until we find a common one. Therefore, another method of finding the least common multiple is to use prime factorization. Then let's see how we can find the least common multiple of 12 and 8 using prime factorization. First, let's write down the few prime numbers to have them handy when we do prime factorization. The first few are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and so on. Now let's find the prime factorization of 12. 12 is an even number and is divisible by 2. Then 12 divided by 2 is 6. Let's circle 2 because it's a prime number and it will be part of the prime factorization. And now we can divide 6 by another 2 and the result will be 3. And both 2 and 3 are prime numbers. Then the prime factorization for 12 is 2 times 2 times 3, or 2 squared times 3. Now let's find the prime factorization for 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and we will circle 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. And both 2 and 2 are prime numbers. Then the prime factorization for 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 to the third power. Now, once we have the prime factorization for both numbers, we can form the least common multiple. For this, we will write here a product of all the factors that we see in any of these factorizations. And the factors that we see here are 2 and 3. And if some of the factors have exponents, we will bring down the ones that have the largest exponent. So let's bring down 2. And the largest exponent we see for 2 is 3. So we will bring down 2 to the third power. Then another factor that we have is 3. Then 2 cubed is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So then the least common multiple is 24. So we got the same result as in the method used above. Now let's try another example. This time we will find the least common multiple of three numbers 18, 120, and 297 using prime factorization. We will start by finding the prime factorization for 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Then 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then the prime factorization of 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, or 2 times 3 squared. Next, we will find the prime factorization of 120. And 120 divided by 2 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. As you see, we keep dividing by prime numbers until we have a product of only prime numbers. And now the prime factorization for 120 is 2 to the third power times 3 and times 5. And now let's find the prime factorization for 297. This number is not divisible by 2 because it's an odd number. But let's check if this number is divisible by 3. For this, we will add the digits. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. And 18 is a number that is divisible by 3. Therefore, 297 is also divisible by 3. And 297 divided by 3 is 99. Then 99 divided by 3 is 33. Then 33 divided by 3 is 11, and 11 is a prime number. Then the prime factorization for 297 is 3 to the third power times 11. Once we have the prime factorization for all three numbers, we will form the least common multiple. This is going to be a product of all the factors that we see in any of these factorizations. And the factors we see here are 2, 3, 5, and 11. So let's bring them down. 2, 3, 5, and 11. And now if some of them have exponents, we need to bring down the largest exponents. First, we see number 2 in 2 places, and the largest exponent is 3. Therefore, we are going to bring down exponent 3. Then we see number 3 in 3 places, and the largest exponent is 3. So we will bring down exponent 3. Then 5 and 11 each has exponent 1. Now let's multiply all these numbers. And 2 cubed times 3 cubed times 5 times 11 makes 11,880. This is the least common multiple of 18, 120, and 297. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.